From Field Pass Hockey Southern Command, this is the Inside the SPHL podcast. Here is your host, James Hayes.
Welcome to this week's episode of Inside the SPHL. Once again, we had a good week of games this last weekend. It was some good stuff. I hope you guys got to watch as many as you possibly could as the playoffs are getting closer and closer. We got 2 weeks of the regular season left, so things are getting real tight. The field is set. The positions are not, especially at the top and the bottom. The middle's starting to kind of even itself out. We'll go through all that on this episode. I am by myself today. I think this might be the first time I've been by myself the whole time. I don't know. I might have done it earlier, but don't log off. Don't log off. I promise I'm gonna do you a solid this week. We're gonna walk through these games. We're gonna talk a little bit about some players, and then we're just gonna kind of guess on some playoff stuff that's going on, and maybe some end of the season awards. I'm gonna have a little fun with it. That's about it. I'm going to do my best not to say and as well. So I listened to myself this past week. I usually don't go back and listen to the podcast. Even when I edit it, I don't listen to me. I keep it on mute. I don't want to hear my voice. But I had a chance this past weekend to jump on the second intermission report of the Knoxville Ice Bears game against the Birmingham Bulls. I jumped on with, my good buddy Joel Silverberg. And I kind of wanted to go back and hear what that sounded like and see if I really do say and a lot. And for some reason, I didn't say it a lot then. But on the podcast, I do. And I catch myself all the time. I don't know. Maybe I just need Joel around. I need to make him a full-time member of the show. But he's a busy man. He's got his own podcast. And you got to do what you got to do. Maybe one of these days I'll bring a co-host on and we can rock and roll through here. But like I said, don't give up on me. You've made it this far. You're listening, so give me a chance. We'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, we had some interesting matchups this weekend. That we'll kick it off with Roanoke and Huntsville. I don't think anybody expected Roanoke to sweep the Havoc this weekend. That was not something, that the Rail Yard Dogs lost 9 in a row a couple weeks ago. That was before they beat the Macon Mayhem. After the week before they swept the Mayhem, this week they swept the Havoc. So, you were thinking before, well, it's the Mayhem. A lot of people are beating them except the Bulls. But I don't know. Is Roanoke coming around? Are they going to do what they did? Are they going to shock the world like they did a few years back when they took Peoria out in the first round and Peoria picked them? I know I say that too much. Peoria fans probably don't even listen to this anymore because of that. But it was an exciting series between the two. Roanoke, like I said, they swept it 2-0. 4-2 they won on Friday and 3-1 on Saturday. Friday night they clinched that 8th and final playoff spot with the win by them and the loss by the Bulls. That was all they needed. It was the magic number was 50. They got 51 points. So even if the Bulls would have won, I don't know. I knew this the other day. Unprepared as usual. Way to go, James. You're just so good at this podcasting. Anyways, so Friday night, Nick Ford for the Rail Yard Dogs. That is a long name. I don't know. I always feel like I'm going to screw it up. But anyways, Nick Ford started the scoring off with a shorthanded goal, and that kind of set the tone for the weekend between the two. Huntsville doesn't give up shorthanded goals. Huntsville has one of the better power play or penalty kills in the league. I don't know. I don't know what was going on with Huntsville this weekend. But we were told by Mitch Stewart that they are a good matchup with the Havoc. You heard Silverberg say it last week, and it's just they match up good, and he is absolutely 100% correct. Roanoke they played at home. They didn't go into Huntsville, but they played both the games at the Berglund Center, and they just took care of business. So Huntsville was down 3-1 heading into the third in this one. And Huntsville's never going to give up. They got so many veterans, so many wily veterans on that team. All these guys that have been around, they know how to win. They've won championships. They're not going to give up just because they're down 3-1. They pulled within 1 goal, and then Roanoke sunk the empty netter. And that was all she wrote. All she wrote for that one. So then Saturday, you're thinking, was it a fluke? I don't know. Matthew Newcomb started the scoring for the Havoc. So, and that was maybe a sign. That's what we're thinking when we're all sitting here watching it. Nope. Roanoke scored 3 unanswered. That includes an empty net goal. They scored 2 power play goals. I don't know what's going on with the Havoc. Their power play. I know I screwed up now that I think about it a little bit earlier when I said Nick Ford scored that short-handed goal. I was referring to the Havoc's penalty kill. No, that was a power play. But anyways, what's going on with the special teams in Huntsville? That was not a very good weekend. Special teams kind of, I don't think that's what lost them the game on Friday night, but Saturday night it definitely played a hand in it. But I don't know, nothing to worry about. The Havoc they're the Havoc, so I know you Havoc fans are never going to be worried about them. You guys think they're going to win every year, just like a lot of these other guys out here do. But you got a lot of reason to feel that way. You can walk around with that swagger because you've won a lot of championships. You also have the record for the least wins in a season, which we'll get to later because that's probably going to be broken, maybe by 2 teams. Wow, that's insane. But so, yeah, Huntsville with that, they were number 1 coming into the weekend. They fell to number 2 because of Knoxville's success and Huntsville's failures. Failure is a strong word, but we're going to roll with it. But they're only 2 points back. They're sitting at 80 points. Knoxville has 82 points, but they're only 1 point ahead of Peoria. And remember, Peoria had a really crappy weekend the week before. Well, we'll get to Peoria in a little while. They didn't have as bad of a weekend then. They bounced back, and they bounced back in a big way. So the top 3, we'll talk about that a little bit later on too, but it's just those 3 teams. They're just neck and neck. I don't know who's going to be number 1. Right now, I feel like it might be Knoxville. But I say that it'll end up being Peoria or Huntsville. I don't know. I have no idea. But I do also know that to be in the top 3 and play one of the bottom 3, that's also going to be a very interesting matchup because teams are really turning it on. The playoff teams in particular are really turning it on and playing some solid hockey right now. But Huntsville hasn't lost in, got to pull it up. You're going to have to bear with me. I had it. Where's it at? There we go. Pull it up. Yes, I'm Googling it. No, I'm not Googling it. Huntsville has lost 1 in their last 10. That's what I wanted to get at. They're 7-0 right now in their last 7. Huntsville's looking good. Or no. Wrong. That is actually Knoxville stats. Save that one. Erase it from your memory. We'll say that when we get to Knoxville. Huntsville's lost twice in their last 10. The only 2 they lost were to Roanoke here recently. Before that, they were on an 8-game win streak. So Huntsville's playing good. Didn't play that great this weekend. Like I said, I'm a little worried about their special teams, but I know that team, the coaching staff, everybody there, they're going to correct it. It's nothing to worry about, nothing to be alarmed. They're going to keep playing good hockey. And I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they'll get that other one. I know the Huntsville fans are saying that they're going to consider that a three-peat if they get it because they're not going to count last year, but I count last year. It won't be a three-peat. And that's probably not all Huntsville fans. I think I've seen like 1 or 2 people say that maybe on a message board somewhere. That sounds like an old man thing. Facebook. We'll go with Facebook. But no, they're all you fans are awesome. Everybody in this league is awesome. Passionate fans. Very opinionated at times, and I love it. I love it because you didn't expect it, people don't expect it at this level of hockey. They just think that, especially Southern Professional Hockey League, they think we're all just a bunch of dumb rednecks that don't know anything about hockey. I'm sorry, Peoria, Quad City, Evansville, Roanoke, you're really not considered the South either. But, you're in the SPHL, so people are going to group you in with the rest of us, and and they have no idea. This is a passionate fan base, and I love the fact that I get to be a part of it. I get to see it. I get to talk to you guys. I wish you guys would talk to me more. Leave me comments on the Facebook section. Leave me some comments whenever I post this all over your fan pages, because I know you're hating me in some weeks. I know I posted the Quad City interview in a Peoria fan page a few weeks back when I had Shane Bennett on, and somebody commented, "Why don't you just put this on Quad City's page?" I'm like, come on, man. I got more than just him. We do a little bit of talking about the league. But I mean, I might piss a few people off by doing that. But I mean, how am I supposed to know? Hardly anybody ever comments on anything. I don't know. I have no idea. I need more feedback. I need you guys to tell me some things. If you think I'm a big old bumbling fool, then say it. I don't care. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to go and I'm going to cry in the corner, but I already do that every night anyways. So you'll just give me something new to cry about. No, I'm just kidding. I don't cry every night, just most nights. But let's see who does Huntsville got up next. Huntsville and Roanoke. I need to get it together here and quit going off on a rant. Let me pull this up here. I don't know why I'm not prepared, but I'm not. That was the end of March for the Havoc too. They had a pretty good March, I would say. They played a lot of Vermilion County in March, but they beat Knoxville. They beat Vermilion County twice, 4 times in a row, and then they beat Peoria twice, and they lost to Roanoke. They started good. I keep wanting to give them credit for that win. I am sorry, Huntsville Havoc players, organization. I keep trying to give Roanoke, no, I'm doing this backwards again. I am sorry, Roanoke fans. I'm a mess right now. I am sorry. This is already off to a bad start. I'm surprised you guys haven't logged off. I am sorry, Roanoke fans. I keep trying to give the Havoc credit for the wins that the Rail Yard Dogs got. And I'm also sorry to the Rail Yard Dogs franchise. I won't screw that up again. Who knows? I probably will. I'll start talking about this again later on and say, in Huntsville, they just keep winning. But anyways, we're going to talk about Huntsville real quick. What do they got next? They got Fayetteville. That's the matchup we were talking about last week with when I had Joel Silverberg on. And I think that's going to be a fun one. I think that's going to be a good, Fayetteville plays that physical game, and Huntsville's kind of got that finesse game, and we'll see how this all happens. Roanoke's a big physical team, and they just kind of, I don't know, bullied their ways. Bully is a bad thing to say, but they had their way with the Havoc when the final score rang. And then after that, all that Huntsville has left is the battle for Bama against the Bulls. They will close the season out on the road in the Pelham Civic Complex. So that's it. The Havoc are looking like they can they might be able to get it. I don't know. I think they split with Fayetteville. That's my prediction. I actually think they'll split with the Bulls too at the end of the season. I know I haven't officially said it on the podcast yet, but it is officially official. The Bulls are out of the playoffs. But yeah, I might have said that. This is just going wrong. This is going wrong. I should probably just stop right now and re-record to start all over, and it maybe would be a little bit better. But I'm not. That's how I roll. You guys get to see my errors. This is why you're never going to see me on ESPN or NHL Network. But yeah. Anyways, I think they're going to split. The Bulls are playing good. They are playing a bunch of new people. They got all these kids out of college right now. Out of one college in particular, they just signed 4 guys from. So I think they're playing pretty good. But we're not talking about the Bulls right now. I need to get to Roanoke. Who's Roanoke got left on the schedule? Roanoke. They have Knoxville and Fayetteville left. And Fayetteville, they might be a little pissed because Fayetteville kind of trolls them on Twitter. So maybe that'll be something for them. I don't know. If you can beat Huntsville, you should be able to beat all these other teams, right? That's the way that a lot of people look at it, but not really. It is a matchup thing. It is, and I do think they match up well. So if Huntsville becomes number 1, Roanoke stays number 8, that's going to be your first round playoff matchup. Put that into your brain and imagine how that goes down. I don't feel like Huntsville would get swept, but it's definitely not a favorable matchup after this past weekend. Definitely not. So I don't know. It'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to the playoffs. I'm ready for these last 2 weeks to be over. I cannot believe there's only 2 weeks left in the regular season, by the way. I mean, it just feels like it was just the other day. I was jumping on here and did my little short 15-minute podcast, the very first one with my face and on the rebranded Inside the SPHL. I remember I had the commish Doug Price on. He was actually in town at the Birmingham game this last weekend. There was a lot of top brass there checking out the Ice Bears and the Bulls play. But it really seems like that was just yesterday. And now we're talking about the season being over. It's starting to get hot down here. That's how I know it's almost playoff time. It's really starting to get hot down here. My sinuses are messed up. So if I sound funny, I normally do anyways. If I sound extra funny, it's because my nose is just stuffed up from all this yellow snow. No, not that kind of yellow snow. All the pollen flying around down in the south. It really messes with my Colorado sinuses. But we're not here to talk about my sinuses. I don't know. You guys want to talk about my sinuses? I'll never know because you won't leave me any comments. So maybe I'll talk about my sinuses. I guess the only way I really would know is all of a sudden my viewers would go down, my listens would go down. So I'd know you guys don't want to know about my sinuses, but I'd love to know what you guys do want to hear about. And I'm going to keep saying it. Leave me some dang comments. I don't care. Hit me up on Twitter, @me_on_Twitter, or send me a message on one of my posts on Facebook. I don't even care if you send me a message, a private message in Facebook Messenger. You can, if you don't want to say it out in the public and you just want to be like, hey, I'd like to hear this player or this talked about. I'm open. I'm going to need some ideas for the off season too, because there's not a whole lot to talk about in the off season. We got a draft to look forward to like the NHL does. So I don't know. We'll figure something out here, though. I'm going to keep trying to bring guests on, too. It's going to be hard to track these guys down in the off season. Some of them will go back to work, and they won't have time to play anymore and just hang out. Not that that's what they do right now. But next up, Vermilion County and the Macon Mayhem, the series of the weekend. Now, it was a good series, though. They split the weekend. Macon started it off with a 5-0 beat down of the Bobcats, and the Bobcats came in the next day, Saturday night, got a 3-2 win. Congratulations, Bobcats, on getting that win. I feel like they are very hard to come by, and I'm happy for you. Really happy for that team. I can't wait. I'm just keep telling you, I can't wait for that team to start being good so then I can laugh at everybody that said they were going to fold. But anyways, Friday, former Bobcat, Dakota Ulmer, he sunk 2 goals into the back of the net. And what are you doing, man? How are you going to do your old team like that? No, they're the ones that parted ways with you. So do you do you. But that's how that went. Greg Hussey got the shutout. He stopped all 29 shots that came his direction. Chase Perry faced 48 shots. Macon was just firing that puck. Where was the defense at, VC? But anyways, 69 total penalty minutes in that game too. This was just, Macon likes to get into it. They're not afraid to play a little rough. Vermilion County's not afraid to play a little rough. So you knew when these two teams got in, there was going to be a little bit of rough stuff going on. Saturday night, we'll jump to that. So Macon actually got out to a 1-0 lead. Oh no, here we go again. Bobcats aren't going to be able to score. 15 seconds in was when that score was goal was scored. And then a minute 40 later, Aaron Ryback, he decided he was going to tie the game up. And then a few minutes later, Macon took the lead again in the second, and then Levi Cudmore tied things up a few minutes after that. And then late in the period, Brett Radford hit the game winner for the Bobcats. 3-2 victory, Vermilion County in the Macon Centerplex. So they split the weekend 1-1. 108 total penalty minutes in that Saturday night game. I guess they were trying to one-up their night before. 177 penalty minutes between the two teams. You think those two teams kind of hated each other? I think they probably did. It's funny how you see this stuff going down. But yeah, so the Bobcats moved to 5 wins on the season, still sitting in last. I didn't do the math, but I don't know. I feel like they might be able to still maybe finish out of last place, but Macon's sitting at 9 wins now after the weekend, and they're sitting in 10th. And let's do a little look here at what is going on the rest of the year for the Bobcats. The Bobcats are going to pull. They're done with March too. There's still a couple teams playing in March. That's why I keep saying that. There's still a couple games left. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We're not done with you yet, March. I don't want you to go away. I'm not ready for that July and August heat, but I am ready for the fishing. Maybe I'll turn this into a fishing podcast over the summer. Show you guys all the catfish that I don't catch and the bass I don't catch. That's what I'm going to do. Anyways, Vermilion County has Quad City, Peoria, Evansville, and Peoria. That is the end of their season right there. So they are going to break the Havoc's record of 11 wins on the season, because even if they win out, that is not going to get them to 11. That's only 4 more games. So the best they can do is 9. But I think they can tie the Mayhem with that being said, now that I look. So let's jump into the Mayhem. They still got a little bit of hockey to play. I think they're one of the teams that are playing still in the month we're living in. Yeah, they got Pensacola up this week. And then after that, they're looking at Birmingham twice. They always play Birmingham well. They're actually leading the season series right now against the Bulls, so that'll be good, and it's there. But Macon is playing a bunch of home games. That's all they got is Birmingham and Pensacola left on the season. So they're going to close the season out with 3 against Pensacola. Macon's just getting to hang out at home. That's what they're doing now. That's what they're going to do to end the season. Let me look. I got to look back at that March one. Is March. Last home game of the year for him is in Pensacola at the Bay Center. So Macon can also break Huntsville's record. They're sitting at 9 wins, like I said. They have to win 3 to break it. You think they can? I think they can. I really feel like that for some reason Birmingham can't. They match up well against Birmingham. That's what we're going to say. The same way Roanoke did with Huntsville. And I feel like they're going to get a couple wins there. Maybe. I don't know. This is a different Birmingham team. I keep jumping back to the Bulls. We're not talking about them yet. So let's move on to the Bulls and the Ice Bears. It was a series. These two teams have played each other very well. The Ice Bears have gotten the better. The Bulls have only beat them once all season. But these two teams, they always play. It's always an interesting game. You know, there's been a lot of suspensions thrown out from these two teams playing each other. There's been a blowout here. There's been really close games. There was that one game where it was early in the season that was won at the end of it. So this is always a fun series to watch. And Knoxville, like I said, they swept the weekend. They got 4-3 on Friday, 6-4 on Saturday. Timofeyev had a 4-point night. I don't know what is going on. I feel like Timofeyev has just gotten better as the season's gone on, and the fact that he is getting ready, that the playoffs are getting ready to start, that's what you need. You need guys like that getting better. And he is. You know, Waxen Ingback is playing very well as well. I mean, it's just there's a lot. There's a lot of good things going on in Knoxville. As I said earlier, they've won a lot of games in a row. I already forgot how many. Don't judge me. But yeah, the Bulls played from behind that whole night. They did almost make a comeback late in the third, though, when CJ Hayes, who's freshly back, one of the 2 additions. Russell Jordan also made his comeback. And after spending, I think it was 2.5 or 3.5 months in the ECHL, both of them been gone on the ECHL for most of the season. They both decided to show up this past weekend. Jordan started on Saturday night was when he showed up. CJ Hayes was there for both games, but he did tie it up. Or not tie it up. Got him within 1. They just ran out of time. They just couldn't get it that night. That was a good one. That one was in Knoxville. Moving along to Saturday, traveled down the road to Birmingham to the Pelham Complex Center. Knoxville came from behind twice to tie the game. Twice. The Bulls would get it, and then they wouldn't. It wasn't until the penalties started falling and the Bulls. This almost looks like an early season Birmingham team where, late game penalties were just costing them games. And I don't know, say what you will about the refs. Everybody wants to trash the refs, but I'm not here to trash the refs. If you want to be a ref, if you think you can do better than the refs, go be a ref. That's why there's not a lot of refs right now, is it's just not worth it, really, to be a ref anymore. I mean, especially the high school level. You hear about some of that stuff going on up in Massachusetts with parents and all that. I'm not going to trash the refs. I couldn't do that job. I can sit up on my little pedestal at the games and I can be like, well, that was this and this. But when you're on the ice, it's a whole different thing. I mean, I know that's what they're getting paid to do, but I don't know. If you think you could do it better, do it. I want to see a lot of new names next year on the referee, the back, the nameplates. A bunch of the fans that are always saying that the refs are causing games to be lost. I mean, refs can change the influence in a game by making a bad call, by doing this, by doing that. Yeah, I say it, but I've always been of the belief that if you don't want a referee to decide your game, just play better. Seems simple enough, right? I don't know. I'm not a hockey player either. I mean, I've said it a million times before. Last time I put some skates on was quite some time ago. But anyways, we're not talking about that. So the penalties. So Knoxville scored 3 power play goals in this one. With under 4 minutes to go, Brady Florent sunk that game-winning goal on the power play. Then Timofeyev got a empty netter later on, and it was just, I don't know, Birmingham just got, their special teams were very poor in that game. They were very poor. They weren't even, I think they were 50% on the penalty kill. Can't be 50% on the penalty kill and win a hockey game. And they were winning this game a couple times. That's what it was, is, they were beating one of the top 2 teams in the league. And that's the thing about the Bulls, is for some reason they can compete, but they can't close things out. It's not always been penalties. It was early in the season, but here this last weekend, that's what it was again, costly penalties. And, that power play resulted in the game-winning goal. Can't do that. It was a tie game, taking penalties like that. Dang it, man. You can't do it. But good for Knoxville. Knoxville, they came back. Knoxville does not have an ounce of quit in them. And Timofeyev had a freaking outstanding weekend too. He finished with 7 points, 4 goals, 3 assists. Like I said, if you're watching a Knoxville game, watch Timofeyev and go back and watch one of the early season hockey TV games and just look at how much more his game has evolved. He's physical. He's not a big guy, but he's physical. He's taking the body. He's always in there. His forecheck is very aggressive. A fun player to watch. And I'm not just saying that because I had him on the podcast. I'm just saying it because it's true. Anyways, so Knoxville, new number 1 after Huntsville fell twice. Knoxville won twice. They're 2 points up on the Havoc, 3 points up on the Rivermen, who are in 3rd. Birmingham, they were officially eliminated, as you know. Playoff picture is set. Well, not picture. Playoff teams are set. They are sitting in 9th. They are 13 points ahead of Macon. Macon will not be able to catch them. So the Bulls will be, the only thing I can say for certain is the Bulls will be your number 9 team. I don't know the tiebreakers on the Vermilion County Macon ones, but if Macon drops one more game, the last 3 in the standings will be set. It will be official maybe this weekend, but no, the ones that matter aren't. I don't know why I'm spending so much time talking about the bottom of the standings. Nobody cares about it. It's because I've been following it. You guys know I cover the Bulls on top of doing this podcast. So, I mean, I know what's going on at the bottom. I don't really know what's going on at the top as well as I do the bottom. I shouldn't be telling you guys that. You're turning off. I understand. Turn it off. Yeah, off with the podcast. Okay, let's talk Fayetteville, Pensacola. They played 3 games this past weekend. They played a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a very good series. It was a good one. So Fayetteville got Friday night 4-2. Pensacola shut them out on Saturday night. Fayetteville came back on Sunday and got a 3-1 victory. Fayetteville got the best of it, 2-1 in the series. We're calling it a series because 3 games. If it's a playoff series, that's a series. I don't know about 2 games. I'm still calling those series, but I'm going to officially say 3 can be a series because that's how we play the playoffs in the SPHL. But anyways, Brian Moore, he had himself a night on Saturday. He got 3 points, 2 goals and assists. He had himself a weekend too. There was some crazy fan altercations going on in Pensacola on Sunday. I'm not going to get into that because I wasn't there. Don't know. I've just read some things from people. They seem like reliable sources, but I can't. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I don't know. I didn't hear anything, but he had himself a weekend. I'll say that. But he had a good offensive night. You know, he tied things up 1-1 heading into the third. Or the game was tied up 1-1 heading into the third. And then the scoring just kind of erupted. Fayetteville went up 3-1. Corey Dennis scored 1 and got the Ice Flyers back within 1. And then McCloy hit the empty netter. Boom, game over. Fayetteville wins. Next night, Saturday, Karpinski got the shutout for the Ice Flyers. I think I finally said his name right on the first try, and I don't know why. I'm usually pretty good at those kind of names. It's some of these other names like Tommy Tisios. I don't know. I still don't know. That's why I don't know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Tommy. But anyways, got the shutout. Stopped all 26 shots came his way. Pensacola only held a 1-goal lead until midway through the third when Malik Johnson buried one in the back of the net. Then Seth Enzer gets the empty netter. Game over. Pensacola gets the win. And I believe these 2 teams are fun to watch too. They are a good matchup. I'd like to see this as a playoff series. Let's jump to Sunday. Sunday afternoon hockey. Letourneau, he started the scoring the night before for the Ice Flyers. Did it again for the Ice Flyers here. Pensacola led 1-0 going into the second, and then Fayetteville scored 3 unanswered. Fayetteville's like, all right, we're done. We like to score unanswered goals. We like to just come from behind and win games, and that's what they did. And they finished the weekend off strong. That's what Fayetteville did. Pensacola, not so much. Excuse me. Usually I can hit the mute button, but I don't got a guest, so that's talking when I did that. But there was 2 10-minute misconducts given to Brian Moore in this game. One was for continuing the altercation. Another was for third man in the fight. This is not the instance that I was referring to earlier about the fans saying stuff and blah, blah, blah. But this does add to Brian Moore having himself a weekend. I don't know. I mean, the dude had a good day and the dude had a bad day. And so I don't know if any suspensions will be handed down for him. I haven't seen anything to date on this Monday evening. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'll just share the SPHL's page with everybody because I don't have an insider at the league office. If you're in the league office and you're listening right now and you want to be an insider, hit me up. I would love to have an insider. I'd love to break news, a suspension like 5 minutes before the league got it out. I feel like a real hard-hitting journalist, the Elliot Friedman of the SPHL. Okay, I've carried this too far. I just compared myself to one of the probably best insiders, top 5 best insiders in the NHL, and I am most definitely not him. No. But anyways, let's go and take a look at where Fayetteville's sitting. They have won 7 of their last 10. They're sitting in 4th, 74 points. And Pensacola has also won 7 of their last 10. So that's both of those teams are playing really well. But Fayetteville's sitting, 5 points back of Peoria. Not out of reach. They can still reach Peoria. They can still get that 3rd spot. Nothing's over till it's over there. I don't know. Maybe they can. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how they play against Huntsville this weekend, and then I'll make that decision. And then they might be chasing Huntsville to take the 3rd spot. But yeah, so that's where they're at right now. And then they're 7 points ahead of fifth place Quad City. So that's a pretty comfortable lead over fifth. But not to say Quad City can't catch them. Nothing's over till it's over. That's just, I've already said it too many times. Pensacola, they are in a comfortable sixth place. Like when I say comfortable, I mean like they got breathing room in every direction. I don't know if you want the breathing room in every direction, but top to bottom, they're 7 points ahead of Evansville, and they're 7 points back of Quad City. So I don't know. They got breathing room all over. They're just kind of relaxing. They're sitting there, hanging out in that sixth place, saying, I'm going to play the number 3 seed. Is it going to be Fayetteville? That'd be cool. I don't know. I have no idea who it's going to be. But next up, we will talk about the Evansville Thunderbolts. Not forgetting you guys. They had one game this weekend. Played it in Peoria. Peoria beat them 5-2. Not a lot to say about the Thunderbolts. I can tell you a little bit about some Peoria players, though. Marcel Godbout, probably going to be the rookie of the year. Got a hat trick and an assist. He started the scoring on the power play, finished the scoring on the power play with an empty netter. It was Peoria. It was just Peoria. They were bouncing back after their matchup, I mean, that those guys were probably pretty upset because they went into the previous weekend playing the top 2 teams in the league and couldn't come away with a victory. So statement win, showing up. Peoria came up for a statement weekend is what they did. But I don't know. I don't got a whole lot to say about the Thunderbolts. I mean, they're still, one loss that I'm not counting them out. I know Roanoke's on their tail trying to take that 7th spot away, but they're only 2 points back. But Evansville, like I said, they're 7 points back of the next spot up. But no reason to panic. They got two games in hand over the Rail Yard Dogs. They've been playing really well here down the stretch, despite the game against Peoria. So they're not looking too bad. They got Birmingham, Pensacola, Vermilion County, and Knoxville left on the schedule. So that'll be, like I said, don't worry about it. Forget about it. So I can't believe I did that. Okay, next up, Quad City and Peoria. A little home and home series. There's a lot of milestones hit here. I say a lot. There was one milestone hit here. On Saturday night, Levine got his 100th career professional win in net for the Rivermen. They weren't all with the Rivermen, but that was his 100th win. Huge deal. Congrats there. Congrats. Awesome achievement for an awesome goalie. I think he got them all this year because I don't think he's not played a game. No, he's gotten a little rest here later as the season's moved along. But yeah, so in that game, it was a 3-2 victory for Peoria. That was a close game. We're going to talk about that one first. You guys already looked at the schedules. You know the scores. I don't know. What am I trying to hide from you? The next game was not close at all. So 3-2 overtime win Saturday. Sunday, 9-4 beatdown. 9-4 beat. Come on Sunday? That's the Lord's Day. How are you going to do that? It was a bloodbath. But Saturday was hard fought, close. Peoria led heading into the third. Quad City tied it up. Game went into overtime. Didn't take long. Alec Bear, 30 seconds in, said, "Thank you, sir. I will take that W home with me. We are about to win the war on I-74. Sunday comes along. Pure chaos. Pure chaos. I don't know. 9 goals by one team, 4 by another. That's just ridiculous. I don't know. That's a lot of goals scored. I mean, I don't know. That's just pure chaos to me when you see that many. So Quad City was actually winning this one 2-1 at one point. The first period had more goals scored than the entire game the night before. A little over 5 minutes to go in the first. Alec Bear scored twice in 2.5 minutes span. Alec Bear just tearing it up out there, looking good. He also took he jumped into being the scoring leader in the league after this weekend, if that tells you how many points that man put on the board. So he did that. Bears scored again late in the second. The goals just kept coming. It was 7-2. Yeah, 7-2 in the third with a little over 10 minutes left to go. And Quad City decided, hey, we're going to score some goals too, since they're just flying around everywhere. We think we can play this game as well. So they did, and then they started pulling their goalie every power play. Shorthanded, empty net goals for the Rivermen. And it was 9-4. I mean, you can't fault Quad City for pulling the goalie at that point when you're on the power play. I mean, get a 6-man advantage is better than a 2-man advantage with 6 guys on the ice is better than a 1-man advantage. So I mean, when you're down that far, you got to try what you can, especially when it is the war on I-74. Peoria gets that trophy again. Maybe next year, Quad City. Maybe next year. But not a lot of bad. I don't know a lot of bad. I mean, Quad City and Peoria always beat the crap out of each other. I don't know what happened on Sunday, though. That was just a weird game. But Alec Bear, let's talk about him for a minute. Dude had a 5-point night. He had 3 goals and 2 assists. He ended his weekend with 10 points, 4 goals, 6 assists. Player of the week? You'll already know who it was by the time this podcast drops. But it's, for me, I say it's between him and Timo Feyev. I don't know how you pick it. I know sometimes they do both of them, but I don't know. I mean, Bayer got an overtime winner. I feel like the table's tilted a little bit towards Alec Bayer, but maybe Timo can get it. Who knows? But he had, like you said, he had 7 points. He had 4 goals and an assist. I don't know. Both of them had outstanding weekends. Those were my 2 highlighted players from the weekend. Godbout had a good weekend too. The rookie sensation, leading the rookies in scoring. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about Rookie of the Year. Let's play a game called James Acts Like He Knows What He's Talking About and is going to give you Rookie of the Year prospects. So let's do that. So Marcel Godbout, obviously, right there, he's leading it. 56 points, 30 goals, 26 assists. 3 of those goals were game winners. 12 power play goals, and he's a plus 18 on the ice. Number 5. Oh, I shouldn't show you my hand like that. You see my blood blister. I need to get rid of that thing. 5. There you go. All right. So don't even know what I was saying 5 about anymore. Don't even know. Yeah, no, he's the fifth in scoring. And actually, remember at the beginning of the year when like the top 5 were all Huntsville players? Well, now the top 5's 3 members of the Rivermen and 2 Havoc players, with Alec Bear leading the way, and then Alec Hageman, I think he's in 3rd, Nukovic is 2nd, and Barber is 4th, and Godbout's 5th. So it's crazy how that turned around a little bit. But Peoria's been scoring a lot of goals lately. They have really, I don't know, it seems like they've put up a lot of goals, and I mean, a lot of those goals were against Vermilion County, and we all know that's a struggling team, but the goal is a goal, and it counts. And I'm not taking it away from them. I don't care who it was from. I couldn't score a goal against Vermilion County. So who am I to say that goal doesn't count? And it does count because it's on the scoreboard. And there it is, 56 points, 30 goals. 30 goals for a rookie. Unbelievable. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big stat there. But we're going to talk about a couple other guys that are in the running for it. So we got Wieland Parish from Pensacola. He's got 51 points, 13 goals, 38 assists. He's a plus 20. Hey, he's got Godbout on the plus 20. And he's got him in the assist bracket. Not the goal bracket, though, or the point bracket. But 2 of those were game-winning goals. He's got 5 power play goals. I don't know. I mean, he's awesome, and he has a rookie partner on his team that is also tearing things up in the league in Marcus Russell. 48 points, 19 goals, 29 assists. He's a plus 8. He's got 3 game-winning goals. 4 of his goals were power play goals. I don't know why I felt like adding in the power play goals whenever I was preparing this. I just feel like that's an important statistic when looking at goals because, I mean, even strength to full strength. I mean, all these guys obviously have more full strength. It's heavily full strength, but I don't know. I like to throw it in there. But, yeah, I mean, Who's it going to go to? We still got a few more games left going. Right now, I feel like it's a no-brainer. The season ended today, God bout. I mean, he's just been playing lights out all year long. It's been great. So let's talk. Let me pull something up besides this that I have up right now that you can't see, but you'd be unprofessional here. Let me pull some statistics up. Let's go to some goalie stats. I like talking about goalies. I'm talking about the rookie goalies. So Knoxville, as you know, is playing two solid goaltenders in Christian Stead and Jimmy Peoria. Peoria is not even qualified for anything anymore. He's been gone so long playing in the ECHL, but remember back in the beginning of the season, he was like this guy that nothing would go by. Well, it's kind of changed a little bit, but he's not even listed on here to be that, but Kristen Stead is. He's got 22 games, 47 goals against, 2.22 goals against average. There's only two other goaltenders on that are qualified, and that's Brent Moran and Sean Kuhn. And they're all just down there. They're just down there, dumbass. So, anyways, they're below Stead. So Moran has a 2.3 save percentage, and Kuhn has 2.85. Stead has 17 wins, one loss. Are you serious? One loss? Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Moran's 14-4, and Kuhn is 13-9. One loss and one shootout loss. All right, so he's got two losses, but that other loss you throw way over there, because it's skills competition. Doesn't count, but it does. But anyways, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's all I have to say. But that's just an impressive run by Stead. You wonder why Knoxville's number one. I didn't know that. I can't believe I didn't know that till now. But anyways, the top goaltender in the league right now is Hunter Vorva. He is our goalie of the year, leading candidate at a 1.85 goals against average, 20 wins, 6 losses, 1 overtime loss, 1 shootout loss. Eric Levine, 2.00 goals against average, 27 wins, 7 losses. He's played 39 games. That's 11 more games than Vorva's played. Probably our leading candidate. Probably. He's got more games under his belt. I mean, you got to look at that, right? I don't know who even picks the players of the year. I think I should get a vote. I should get a say in this. I think so. I'm gonna call up the commish. Be like, hey man, I want to vote. No, he probably won't even answer my call. But yeah, Christian Stead's actually 4th in the league in goals against average. But let's see wins. I want to see wins. So Brian Billett is 2nd in wins with 21, and then you got Vorva instead. What is the most losses? Take a wild guess. Plug your ears. It's no. You're not gonna. Nope. You're wrong. It's not a Vermilion County goaltender. It's Michael Stillaitis. I don't know. I made it even worse. How did I make it worse when I tried to sound it out? Anyways, this is the Macon goaltender. He has 23 losses. He's not having a good year. You know who's second? Brian Billett. Brian Billett's played a ridiculous amount of games. He's played 40 games. 40 freaking games as a goaltender. Vine 39, Roudabush 35. I mean, these guys are all playing a bunch. But Stillaitis has played 33. He hasn't won a lot. Yeah, that's blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. That's all you guys hear. You guys hear I should have stopped listening a long time ago. So let's talk about this weekend. So we already said we got Macon, Pensacola, Evansville, Birmingham. They're playing on March 31st, last day of the month, to start off the second to last weekend of the year. What do we got for our big matchups? Macon and Birmingham. I don't think it's a big matchup. Macon's probably going to win again because that's what they keep doing to Birmingham. They don't care. They don't care that Birmingham can compete with all these other teams. Birmingham doesn't play a lot of competitive games against Macon. I don't understand. But props to you, Macon. Last time I said you guys couldn't score goals, you went out and scored 6 on the Bulls. But you guys have been scoring goals, so I can't say that. Sorry. I'm not going to give you any fuel for the fire. You guys all got to win these on your own. I'm not giving anything to the Bulls either. I don't know what to say about the Bulls that would do that. I haven't said anything good or bad about them that's changed the way they play, which is actually the same way with Macon. But I had to eat crow on that one with Macon. Knoxville and Roanoke are playing. That's going to be a good one. That is going to be a good one. You got two of them. Let's see how Roanoke matches up against number one this week. That's what I want to see. They matched up real good against last week's number one. How are they going to match up against this week's number one? I don't know. I think Knoxville, I don't know. After seeing last weekend, I think maybe this is going to be a split. That is just such a safe bet. Why it's a split? I need to be more aggressive with my picks. All right, I say Knoxville wins them both. That's my pick there. Fayetteville, Huntsville was the other one that you guys should probably check out this weekend. And I think that one is going to be a split because I feel like Huntsville's not going to lose 4 in a row. But I also feel like Fayetteville knows that they are in contention for that number 3 spot. I don't know if they want it, though. I don't know. But those are some good matchups. Evansville also has Pensacola. Quad City's got Vermilion County coming up this weekend. And Vermilion County and Peoria. Quad City and Peoria. Quad City and Peoria. They just keep playing each other. But yeah, that's what we're looking at for next week. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Roanoke stacks up against this week's number one. And then next week, I think that's all Roanoke should do the rest of the year. Just keep playing number one. Just play them over and over again. I mean, if they keep doing that, they won't do it in the playoffs because they'll be playing number 2 because they'll jump up to number 7. But yeah, if it sat right now, Roanoke and Knoxville would be the playoff matchup. Then you would have Evansville, Huntsville, which I feel would lean towards Huntsville. Then you would have Peoria, Pensacola, which would be fun. That would be a good one. That'd be a good one, which I think number 3 is going to end up playing Pensacola, whoever that is. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, whatever, we're just going to beat them. I keep telling you guys, Pensacola is a good team. Why don't you listen to me? Pensacola won a championship last year. You guys forget that. I know the team's all different. You guys forget that, though. The coach is the same. The organization's the same. They know how to win. I'm just here to tell you, Pensacola is not going to be a pushover. Evansville's not going to be a pushover. Roanoke's not going to be a pushover. So if you're in the top 3, is it really even that good other than bragging rights? I mean, you win the regular season championship. Nobody gives a crap about a regular season championship. So, I mean, is it really that good? Or do you want to be, number 4 and number 5, Fayetteville and Quad City? No, you don't want to be those guys. The matchups are just great. However this all falls into play, I don't know. I know that I don't think Huntsville and Roanoke's a good matchup for Huntsville after this past weekend, but we're going to see how it is for Knoxville. But like I said, I think Knoxville wins those games. I really do. I think they're going to take those home. You guys can call me idiots. Hey, you can even come on here and comment on, the YouTube page afterwards on my predictions and say, ha, 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 you're an idiot. I'm a Real Yard Dog fan, and Roanoke won both games, if that happens. And I'll just be like, yeah, I'm an idiot, but I already told you I am. Anyways, I think that's been enough. I have been rambling on for dang near an hour by myself. Only one of you is left listening. It's probably because you're asleep and you're not actually listening. Anyways, like I said, leave me feedback, comments, tell me something. What do you want to hear? Off season's coming. Who's going to win? Tell me in the comment section. Who's winning it all this year? That's what I want to know. I want to know from you, the listeners on YouTube, or if you're listening to it on, any of the podcast spots and you listen to it on the Field Pass Hockey app, come back to my Facebook posts. I mean, I'm sure you see them. I posted on all the SPHL fan pages. Come on there. Tell me who's going to win it all. I want to know. I want to know because I'm going to make my prediction in 2 weeks. Not today. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got. I promise. I'm not going to talk anymore. So until next time.
You've been listening to the Inside the SPHL podcast. Got a topic you'd like discussed? Follow James on Twitter at FPHBulls. For the latest news on the SPHL and the rest of minor league hockey, download the Field Pass Hockey app, now available in the Apple and Android app stores.